Hey guys, what's up? So today's video is going to be a story time about how dumb I am. Yes, this story was 110% preventable and completely my fault. So yeah, I just want to preface it that way. But so today I'm going to talk about how wearing my contacts almost made me blind. Yes, you heard me right. So yeah, let's get started. So for those of you that don't know, I have the worst eyesight ever. Whenever I don't have any type of corrective lenses on, like anything past, you know, a hand in front of my face is blurry for me. So yeah, I wear contacts. I do wear glasses. There was like a point in my life where I wore glasses every day, but I don't know, I just stopped wearing glasses and started wearing contacts. And needless to say, I became very lazy with taking my contacts out at night, especially when I would be out, you know, drinking or, you know, at someone else's place. Like, I just wouldn't take them out. And obviously everyone knew this. Honestly, I would go weeks without taking my contacts out, and my mom would always warn me to take my contacts out because she got an ulcer in her eye when she was younger, and she described it as one of the most painful things that had ever happened to her. And every time she would say that, I'd be like, no, that's not gonna happen to me because I wear my contacts all the time, never take them out, and nothing's happened to me yet. So needless to say, I was sleeping one night and it honestly felt like there was just like a little speck of dust underneath my contact, and I did probably one of the last things you should do. It's definitely the last thing you should do. I sort of like rubbed it. I was really tired. It was probably like 2 or 3 in the morning, so I just rubbed it, and it was such a weird pain that I couldn't sleep. So I didn't really sleep that night, and then when I woke up the next morning, I could barely open my eye, my left eye. It was so painful to like see the light or whatever. So I ended up going to the bathroom, taking my contact out, and that has to be the most pain that my eye has ever been in when I had to take my contact out then. And I ended up, don't recommend doing this, but I needed to get back to my place, so I drove home with my left eye shut because it was just way too painful and I didn't have my contact in, so I couldn't see anyways. So I ended up coming back to my place, and at the time I thought it was just like a scratch in my eye. If you wear contacts, or even if you don't, it's not a uncommon thing to get a scratch like on your cornea or something, so that's what I thought it was. I've had it before, so I was just like, it's fine. I was going out of town that weekend, so I was like, I'll just rest today, put my glasses on, and it'll be fine. It wasn't fine. I took several Excedrins and was flushing my eye with saline. It's something that they generally tell you to do, and that did not make it any better. And at that point, I think I fell asleep probably at like 5 p.m. that day because blinking just hurt. Like, blinking was not a thing that I wanted to do, so I just fell asleep. And if you don't know, I do have dogs, so the dogs had to go outside, obviously, but my eye hurt so bad when it dilated to like the sun or any type of bright light, and it was so painful. Just imagine, it literally just felt like someone like wringing my eye every time that my eye dilated. So that was beyond painful. So I had sunglasses on and then like a blanket over my head when I walked outside to let the dogs out. I can't even imagine what my neighbors were thinking. But yeah, so I went to bed that day thinking everything would be fine when I woke up. In fact, like, I woke up multiple times throughout the night and opened my eyes just to make sure that I still had vision. That's how painful it was. But anyways, needless to say, when I woke up the next morning, it hurt even worse, and at that point I probably figured that it wasn't actually a scratch in my cornea. So I don't have an eye doctor around here, which is 100% my fault. Like I said, my actual eye doctor is in Georgia, so I generally go and visit and get my eye exams whenever I am home for like holidays or whatnot. So I don't have an eye doctor here. So I ended up calling every single eye doctor that is covered by my insurance, and all of them said that they didn't have appointments that day, and I would have to wait until next week, most of them said. And then I was just like, probably not gonna work because I think I'm going blind. Well, I ended up finding just like a random place. At that point, I didn't care if they took my insurance or not, but turns out, long story short, if you're not coming in for an eye exam, it's not your eye insurance, it's your medical insurance. So turns out the place I found that had an open appointment was able to accept me and my insurance. So that was awesome. I got an appointment that day. I was able to drive. I did shut my eye just in case, and I had like a hat on and some sunglasses, and I drove to my appointment. My eye got to the point to where when I got into light spaces, it would hurt as my eye was dilating, but then once it dilated, I could see normally, obviously, and it didn't hurt. So it's just the adjustment period. I sit down in the chair, get my eye exam, and she numbs my eye and then puts in this dye. And she's looking at my eye, telling me to look all different ways. And at this point, I had told her, she asked if I napped in my contacts, and I was like, no, I think I slept in my contacts for like a straight week. My fault, like I said, 110%. And she goes, you have one of the biggest ulcers on your eye that I have ever seen. And the only word that came out of my mouth, I'm not going to say it because I would like to make what little money I do from these videos and not be demonetized, but it started with an F. And I was just like, oh my god. At that point, I literally thought I was just doomed, was just never going to see the same again. As I was talking to her, apparently the contact lenses that I wear are one of the most prone to getting ulcers, and it just so happened that I just got lucky all those times and didn't get an ulcer, and then it just, you know, randomly happened. Yeah, so that was really scary. And I honestly, when I was telling people that I have an ulcer on my eye, a lot of people were like, I didn't know you could get an ulcer on your eye. And honestly, I don't think it's super common. I think the abrasions or cuts are way more common. But if you want to look it up, Google it. The pictures are not cute. Yeah, I don't want to put the images on here because, like I said, I want to be monetized. So yeah, I had a giant ulcer on my left eye, and she put me on, I don't know if you guys know those lubricating drops that are like the blink drops, but I had to do those every hour for 7 days straight. And then I had to do an antibiotic 4 times a day for 7 days. And then I started doing a steroid mixed with an antibiotic for 7 days. 7 days. So I was doing drops a lot. It was quite frankly a lot. And as she was explaining to me why it was so necessary for me to do these drops continuously and have so many different ones, is because if I didn't do the drops properly and my eye started to heal itself, it could scar and then cause me to lose my vision in my eye because my ulcer was so big. And that scared the crap out of me, to be honest, because I've always said that if I lost a sense or something, the eyesight would be like the last sense that I would want to lose, because for me, I'm such a visual person. Like when I'm talking to someone, like I like to see their facial expressions, and I just don't even know what I would do if I lost my vision. So yeah, needless to say, I followed the drops exactly how she said it. She said I could wear my contacts after a couple days, but I waited like a week and a half to start wearing my contacts because I was so scared. I do have them right now, and I'm making sure to take them out every night. A little hard to break the habit of sleeping in them, but I'm so scarred from the pain that I don't want that to happen to me or anyone else again. I wouldn't wish that pain on anyone. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know how to describe the pain. I have never felt something like that. Every blink was painful. Like I said, adjusting to light was painful. Just not blinking. So like, even if my eye was shut when I was sleeping, it was still painful. I don't know how to describe it. But anyways, I made this video because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there like me that sleep in their contacts. The fact that she said you could get an ulcer from taking a nap in your contacts, that's scary. Just a PSA, take your contacts out, kids. I don't want anyone to go through that. That was so painful. Yeah, so that was my story. Needless to say, lesson learned. Mom, you were right. My mom had a field day when I told her that she was right. So yeah. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, bye! Take your contacts out!